Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. This enterprise and employment fair is a very intentional and deliberate platform because we realize that in the pursuit of our kingdom mandate, men and women must be empowered economically so that we will be able to ably and accurately represent God in our assigned spaces. And for that to happen, there has to be such a reconfiguration of our mindset, of our thinking, of our understanding. And so we see the Enterprise and Employment Fair as an intervention, a needed intervention to literally configure our thinking in a way that unleashes us to function in the spaces God has assigned for us. And if you look at what we're focusing on in this year's fair, beyond the workshops or lectures and discussions, we also have exhibitors who will be showing us what they've done, what they've created, what they've produced. And we're doing all this as a lab of sort to fertilize dreams in the hearts of men and women of what is possible. We're not just looking at the scale as yet, but that products have come forth, that ideas have been converted into products and services, that once upon a time concepts are now things that can be used, that can deliver value. We believe that as we expose ourselves to that environment, other dreams can be born, new possibilities can be redefined. And so I truly welcome you to this year's Enterprise and Employment Fair. The theme for this year's fair is embracing change, adapting to evolving business and employment landscapes. It's obvious because we are experiencing it. We're experiencing the change. But what I want to posit is how that we won't see ourselves as victims of the change, but as engineers of the change. Because you can view yourself as a victim of change, a casualty of change, a recipient of change, or you can also view yourself as an engineer of change. And it is that mindset that makes you take advantage of changes. It's that mindset that helps you navigate ambiguities and uncertainties. If you just see yourself as a recipient and a victim of the changes that are happening, you won't be able to make your own contribution. So, chiefly among the objectives we want realized is a shift in the way you're thinking. A shift in the way you're thinking about the business landscape. A shift in the way you're thinking about the employment landscape. A shift in the way you're thinking about the changes happening around us. Sometimes if you don't look at it properly, it can be very intimidating because you can literally see your obsolescence. You can see it approaching. Like, I'm becoming obsolete too. I'm becoming obsolete. Am I going to pass away? Like you see your expiration approaching. And sometimes it can be very daunting and very intimidating. But that's why we want you to embrace new thoughts. We want you to embrace new perspectives that makes you a driver of the change and not just a recipient of the change. Because the change is happening. The change is happening. It was Martin Luther King who said, true compassion is more than flinging a coin to a beggar. It comes to see that an edifice which produces beggars needs restructuring. What he's saying is that compassion is not just giving people your change. Compassion is doing something about the structures, the edifices, the organizations, the systemic challenges that produces those beggars. And it is impossible to do something about the edifice that produces beggars unless enterprises and entrepreneurs arise in critical mass. Unless entrepreneurs and enterprises arise with powerful ideas to resolve these systemic challenges. And our faith in you is that you are one of such. That's the faith we have in you. That you are capable of coming up with an idea that can attack the systemic challenge in our society that is producing those beggars. And don't just look at beggars as the financial have-nots. There are many people who think beggarly, who feel incapable, who feel incompetent, who feel unable, not because they are unable, but because they believe they are unable. So we want to do something about that thinking, so that what you believe will not void what you are capable of doing. And we don't want to obscure the fact that we are a people of faith. We are a people of faith. And we want our faith to count in our lives beyond the four walls of the church. And so, in dealing with all the changes that are happening around us, there are 4 practices that can help any of us, whether as individuals or as enterprises, to effectively take advantage of the changes that are happening. The first practice we need to embrace in leveraging the changes that are happening is for us to, if you are a business or an institution, to institutionalize listening. And if you are an individual, to become a great listener. Many times you will find leaders of enterprises having qualities, soft skills that have not been institutionalized. And so every one of us must develop active listening. Don't think you know. A wise man said, the illusion of knowledge is more dangerous than ignorance. Thinking that you know is more dangerous than ignorance. So we need to be intentional about listening. Connected to this will be spatial awareness, because there are opportunities around you, but because you are engrossed in what you don't have and what you think you are incapable of doing, you are missing opportunity all around you. opportunities in people, but you are not even recognizing them because you are drunk on your problem. You are so indulged in your challenge that the person who is a door into the next phase of your life, you are obscuring him. You can't even see him. So we need to institutionalize listening as enterprises, as businesses, and as individuals. We need to embrace active listening. Don't think you know. Don't assume you know. Listen for real. So that will be a critical ingredient in leveraging change. Becoming a great listener. Becoming a great listener. The next will be to pay attention to the exceptional. Pay attention to the exceptional. Pay attention to the exceptional. In embracing change, in this evolving business and employment landscapes, you've got to pay attention to the exceptional. By that, I mean it's on two fronts. The first will be to be able to spot imperfections. Imperfections are an invitation to innovations. We've been trained so negatively, all we do is to complain about imperfections, when imperfections are actually an invitation to innovate. And by the way, an imperfection does not necessarily connote flawness. Something can be imperfect and it doesn't mean it is flawed. Imperfection helps us to improve, to innovate, to bring the next chapter, the next thing, the next new. So if you are able to spot imperfections, you have spotted what you can improve, not what to complain about, what you can improve. The next, in paying attention to the exceptional, is noticing what works. You need to be able to notice what works or what worked. For Muhammad Yunus, the founder of Grameen Bank, he realized that when he gave loans to about 40 villages, even though they were poor, they paid back quite quickly. And so for him was like, in my mind, I think poor people default. The thinking is that poor people are not bankable. But when it worked, he noticed it. That, wait a minute, what's happening here? These people paid and paid in record time. So we can actually build on that. Sometimes things work around you and you don't even recognize it. So you need to pay attention to the exceptional on both the imperfect side and what is working. And then you can build on what is working. And the third will be to design real solutions for real people. Design real solutions for real people. Real solutions for real people. Many people sell things they won't use themselves just because they want money. They've become conveyor belts. They are also passing it on to the next person. Hopefully the last person will realize that this is not worth it. Don't do that. If we want to embrace change and be drivers of the change, we need to design real solutions for real people. People are real. They are not numbers. They are not numbers. People are real. As important as profit is, we need to realize that we are serving real people with real needs. And our products and our services are making a difference in the lives of real human beings. So we shouldn't just look at them as numbers. Finally, for you to be able to survive or thrive in this changing landscape, you need to focus on human qualities. I think this is a great point to end on. No matter how AI will be, AI will never be human. As AI can be, AI can never be human. And as long as AI is not human, your competitive edge is your humanness. So take time to develop real human qualities. Take time to develop human qualities. The quality of honesty, the quality of excellence, the quality of productivity, the quality of love, showing real interest in real people, the quality of faith, not quitting until you resolve that challenge as a matter of faith, the quality of patience. It takes a while for people to come around, and not to be impatient with the growth of your business. It's a human quality. AI can duplicate it. The quality of sacrifice. If we develop these qualities, you see, because where the world is going, human contact is going to be luxury in the near future. Being able to do what we're doing is going to be very luxurious, because convenience will be so much that there will be no need to meet. And so if you want to meet, you will pay to see another human being. And if anybody wants to come see you, they better get something worth their while. That's why you need to develop correct human qualities, because it's going to be your bargaining chip in an AI world. Let me end with a quote from Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison. He said, if we all did the things we are capable of doing, we will literally astound ourselves. If we all did the things we are capable of doing, we will literally astound ourselves. The reason we don't do what we are capable of doing is because we are obsessed with what we can do. We are obsessed with what we don't have. We are obsessed with what we are incapable of. What about what you are capable of doing? So if we do what we are capable of doing, we will shock ourselves. I welcome you to this year's Enterprise and Employment Fair. Thank you.